Hello everyone, Lawrence from MBoss64 here. This is my first game review, and the first game I will be reviewing for you is called Luftrausers. Now, before I start, I'm going to tell you the criteria on which I'm going to review these games, every future game from here on out. It's going to be based off four things: the mechanics, the things involved in the game, the gameplay, how you play the game and how well it plays, the graphics, which is basically how pretty it is, and along with the graphics I'm going to include the soundtrack, like how good the soundtrack is for your ears, and then the story, basically whatever the hell the game is about. And lastly, I didn't tell you this, but it's not really a criteria exactly, it's just going to be an overview, like whether or not it's good or like anything like that. Most of the games I will be reviewing I'm gonna think are good, so anyway, the first thing is the mechanics. The mechanics really are just you in the plane fighting all the other enemies. Now, before you even take off, you start off in a submarine where you see your missions, which is basically every plane part has a challenge to it. You complete those challenges so that you can unlock more in the game. And then over to the right in the submarine is basically where you customize your ship. And then over to the left, there's the woman who keeps the records. She is judging the hell out of you. Like, if you pause the game, it's gonna say tea break, and if you wait like about 1 minute, she's gonna pop out on the screen and she's gonna be tapping her clipboard, watching you, judging you, because you're not fighting the enemy. Everything else is basically, there are 3 different parts to your ship: the engine, how fast it goes or how it flies, the body, which is how tough your plane is, and then the weapons, how you choose to destroy your enemies. That is about it on the mechanics. And then there's the gameplay, which is amazingly smooth. This game it's beautiful. It's wonderful to fly this plane and dodge the bullets that are coming at you, because it just feels great to be able to dodge everything that's coming at you. Basically, you just use a directional pad. Down isn't really involved, but there's right, there's left, yaw left, yaw right. And then there's up, which is to start your engine, to take off. Once you let go of the engine though, you stall, so you just drop to the ground, the sea. Basically, everything that's involved it's just the ocean, the open sky, and then the clouds above. If you touch the ocean, you take damage. If you touch the skies, like the clouds above, you take damage. Now, there are some parts that negate the ocean damage, but there are no parts that negate the sky damage, the cloud damage. That's about all on the gameplay. You'll use an array of weapons to destroy the enemies that are coming at you. Every ship, every customizable part, like every combination of customizations has a name. My favorites have to be the Fist of God, the Orbital Rocket, the Orbital Laser, I think. The Orbital Laser is what it's called, and the Terror from the Deep and the Moose. Those are my favorite. Like, those are the best ship parts to me, the best names, and the most fun to play with. Anyway, that's the gameplay, and a little bit of what I like, my favorite parts. Anyway, now there is the graphics. The game is very simple. It's a clean-cut game. It's just your planes, the ocean, the sky, and the sepia background, which is a yellowy feel. Not grainy either. But it's like an old Western movie in the terms of how it looks. And the more you unlock, the more colors you unlock. So everything will change, like the background colors. And it's really fun to unlock all these parts, all these colors as well, because there's one that's like black and white, and it feels like an old time, like you're watching a documentary on say World War One or on like World War One, World War Two, where it's just like the black and white and lines. There aren't lines in there, but it's just the color scheme that changes. And another part, like I said, I'd be going over the soundtrack with the graphics. The soundtrack to this game, it makes you want to keep playing. It just builds as you survive, as you destroy the other enemies. And it just becomes more energetic. Just this great battle that you need to keep fighting. The music, the soundtrack is just great. If you don't happen to like the game at all, you will like the soundtrack. Every ship part, every ship name comes with its own kind of soundtrack. So, that makes it even better. If you have a favorite ship name and favorite ship customization, and it's also your favorite song in the game, it makes it just this glorious thing to fight, to play with. And then there is the story. The story isn't this overly expansive thing, but who knows? Because you're always popping out of this submarine, and it says you were born on this submarine. So maybe the story involves you being like these people on the submarine are just cloning you and using you to fight everyone that's coming at you. But, that's speculation. Really, the story is just you gaining superiority over your enemies. You gain air superiority, sea superiority, undersea superiority, and then there's overall victory when you destroy one specific enemy. The blimp. This blimp, it'll destroy you. This blimp is no joke. It will destroy you. But that's about all in terms of the story. It's a really simple story, if you can even call it that. It is fun to play, though. Now then, the overview, which is whether or not you should play or buy the game. You should definitely play the game. The game is so much fun. You will have a blast playing this game. Really, you will. You can just take turns with your friends playing it. If you don't happen to own the game but your friend does, you should definitely ask your friend if you can play it. And if you like it, you should definitely buy it. It's fun! You have to play this game. It is a great game. Luftrausers is definitely a game you should buy. If not buy, then definitely a game you should play. If you know anyone who owns the game, just ask them if you can try it out, and you will want to buy the game. Now, the game is available on about 2 different platforms that I know of, which is PC and the PS Vita. I own it on the Vita, for portability and whatnot. For me, it's fun to play on the go. That is about it to my game review. Now, if you like this game, if you enjoy this game review, you can do whatever you wish. But seriously, you should buy the game. That's about it. Anyway, this is, once again, Lawrence from Emboss64. I hope you enjoy the rest of your days. Goodbye.